Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and as of recording this video, the developers of SnowRunner have just pushed out a big update for the public test server, which brings us ever closer to a release of Phase 2 for the base version of the game. We're not quite there yet, but this definitely shows that there's been a lot of progress made, and I'm going to go over all of that progress with you guys, and stay tuned. So today we find ourselves on Big Salmon Peak, and honestly, this map gets more and more beautiful the more you explore it, and as you will see in this gameplay with the Lodestar 1700, we actually end up doing one of the time trials, and it really shows off a lot of the really unique design choices with this map, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this gameplay that you can watch in the background as we talk about all of the updates and changes that have been made to the public test server. So, to begin, this comes direct from Jellyfoosh, which is the community manager, or one of the community managers, and he says, "Hello runners, we've been looking at your feedback and we're back with a long list of fixes and changes for patch 10. Thank you for sharing your bug reports with us." And that's a big deal, right? Because the community's feedback to the developers is what really pushes this game forward in a lot of ways, and it's one of the biggest reasons why they do a public test server. So, let's go ahead and begin. Now, general fixes are continued setup for new on-map upgrades, which is really cool. Customization camera setup for the Caterpillar TH357 and Caterpillar 770G. Basically, what I'm taking that to mean is that they've kind of tweaked and messed with the camera angles a little bit, and I know that like some of the things may sound like they're worded a little bit odd, but trust me, I'm reading them exactly as they are written. Now, they've also said the Ranch and Dreamcatcher pendants have correctly been assigned as DLC in the customization menu. They've also fixed a bug where the winch did not attach properly to a cistern trailer, fixed a bug where a player was able to complete the loading operation training task without loading cargo onto a platform. I didn't realize that was a bug, but if any of you guys were able to kind of work yourselves around that, or if it completed itself automatically for you, let me know in the comment section below if that was something you dealt with on the PTS. They've also fixed a bug where if after completing the working stiff objective and players sold the Caterpillar 745C, it was no longer available in the store. That would really be upsetting. I didn't end up experiencing that, but that would be really upsetting if it did end up happening to me, and I'm really glad that they fixed that. They also said they have fixed a bug where a guest player was unable to track a task due to false rank restriction, which is an odd one. They said they've also added a number of fixes for the incorrect position of wheels when loading a save game from the live build that resulted in trucks and trailers being broken on a first launch of the PTS build, which I'm assuming basically means that they've been able to really tone down the amount of trucks that will launch themselves into space after loading into the PTS, which I'm really glad that they've been aware of that, and I'll have to kind of test that myself and see how that's been changed and how that's been updated. Now, moving on to UI changes. They said they've fixed a bug where the garage icon moved with a camera on the minimap, which I did experience that once or twice. Improved hitboxes in cargo storehouse and loading cargo's menus, which is interesting. Fixed a bug where a cargo preview was displayed on a free trailer or add-on cell even after one single available cargo has been packed from the storehouse menu in the Yukon region. That's a really long mouthful, but again, let me know in the comments below if that happened to you. They also removed the red stripe in the cargo storehouse menu. Fixed a bug where the left arrow in the cargo loading menu was missing if it was opened for the first time after loading into the game. They've also fixed a bug where the order of displaying stages of a regional contract on a map did not correspond with information on the HUD, which is a very nice change. Correctly added a DLC label to the International Lodestar 1700 skin, which is ironically the one I'm using in this video, or coincidentally, not ironically, but coincidentally. And they've also added reward icons for Trouble with Towers and Snowbound Valley trials. Also fixed a bug where the empty unloading area was marked as an objective on the minimap. fixed a bug where icons from used loading zones did not appear from the minimap, fixed a bug where the control points icon disappeared after a restart of the long ride contest, fixed a bug where the minimap did not target delivery point for arrogance objective, added crane is recommended advice for support the meteorologist's objective. That's a very odd one, and I'm not quite sure on the wording of that, but I read that as it was written. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, but like I said, I've read it as it was written. Fixed destination point name in Snowbound Valley trial, and so that's the entire list of UI fixes and improvements. Now, that's a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of stuff to sort of take in, but I do really quickly want to touch on what's happening on screen right now, and that is the Path Through the Rocks contest. This is an incredible contest, and if you have access to the PTS, you should absolutely give this contest a try. It's a really, really, really fun contest, and the course that they've laid out for you is actually an absolute blast, and I highly, highly, highly recommend giving this a go. Even if you're not really into the contests, or even if you're not really into trail riding or rock crawling, I absolutely, like I said, definitely recommend giving this contest a go. And actually, the Lodestar 1700 is a really good pick for it. It did really well for me. So now, moving on to mod browser improvements. They have removed focus search button from the PC version of the browser, which, thank you, we appreciate that. Set popular today filter as the default one. Added show enabled filter, which is huge. We absolutely needed that. And added the ability to scroll pages with the mouse wheel, which is also very, very welcome for PC people. So I think what they've been doing here is actually really good, because it shows that, like, this is probably the mod menu that they're going to want to proceed with using, because it's going to be the one that will interface with the consoles. However, it's really nice to see that they are making some PC-centric improvements so that the PC people can actually take advantage of things like the mouse wheel, whereas the console people might not have those as an option. So it's really nice to see them kind of diversifying the functionality of the mod menu between how it will work on PC versus how it will work on console, and I'm really, really happy to see them doing that. Now, vehicle tweaks. There's a lot of good stuff in here, so definitely stick around for this section. Now, for vehicles, they've tweaked the left mirror setup for the Caterpillar TH357, tweaked the width of the wheelbase for the Cat 770G, removed cargo slots from the Cat 770G special semi-trailer, and it also says Cat TH357 and Cat 770G now have proper icons on the minimap. Added additional sounds for the Cat TH357 telehandler operations, which is really cool. Model of the Heavy Rock semi-trailer is now displayed on the minimap. Added lights to the Tega 6436 lattice bumper, which that's a really, like, specific yet very, very cool improvement that I feel like we wouldn't really notice. Like, you wouldn't really notice that unless you used the Tega super regularly, or you read it in this update. So it's definitely an interesting one to see there. They've also said they fixed a bug where the license plate on the lattice bumper of the Tega 6436 was blank. They've also said added proper textures to the wheel chocks, which is basically how you pack vehicles onto trailers, which is really nice because before they were basically just kind of like untextured and just sitting there, and they looked a little bit odd and out of place. But the fact that they're properly textured now is really, really cool to see. And last but certainly not least, and this actually corresponds to what we're doing on screen right now, maps. Now, they said they've set up objectives for Big Salmon Peak. Now, I do want to say that there are, like, not necessarily everything is there, but a lot of it is there now, so it's a lot easier to really understand what's going on. They also said they have ongoing art and gameplay fixes for flooded foothills, which is also really good. Fixed a bug when truck wheels pass through the bridge model on flooded foothills. That's an interesting one. Removed winch points from decoration cargoes in Storehouse on the flooded foothills. Added collision for Taloma and Kandra battery cannon on Imandra. The fence around the aerodrome on Imandra is now displayed on the minimap. They've also fixed a bug where players were unable to finish the Order Master Supreme contract in Alaska. Fixed a bug where the collision model of the gold mine building did not correspond to its visual model at Flooded Foothills map. Also fixed a bug where a part of the water puddle surface was missing in the Trouble with Towers trial. So there's a whole heck of a lot to go over in all of the information in this update, but I'm really happy that they released a full detailed lineup of everything that they did. I am definitely having a blast in the PTS, and I'm really enjoying exploring more of Big Salmon Peak. I'm also obviously having a really good time on Flooded Foothills, and there's a lot to do. There's absolutely like a ton to do on both of these maps, and I think that once they release into the full build of the game, they will keep you guys entertained for a very long time, because there's a lot of stuff to do, there's a lot of tasks to do, and the contracts are also long. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in these contracts. Now, for those conveyor belt contracts back on Flooded Foothills, I would definitely recommend using a twin steer for a lot of those, because you can carry a lot of cargo at one time without having to worry about the maneuverability concerns of a big trailer, which we ran into very badly on a previous stream, might I add. We tried to use the 8-unit trailer, and it did not work out very well, and that particular stream is actually released publicly on the channel if you want to go back and see all the trouble we got into when we tried to use a large trailer in regards to that. But with all of that being said, I want you guys to let me know in the comments section below, A, if you guys have experienced or been affected by any of the bugs previously that are fixed now in the PTS, or if you're a console player that is just getting more and more excited for this update to release in its final form on the console of your choice, be that Xbox or PlayStation. And I know for one that I cannot wait for the console people to get their hands on this update. I think they're absolutely going to love it. I think they're absolutely going to love the new map. I think they're, well, both new maps, and I think they're going to love the new tasks and contracts back on Alaska as well. And if you guys are excited about anything else, do definitely leave that in the comment section below. I had a blast with this video. I definitely enjoy covering the technical updates to the game, because not only do they pertain to you guys, but they pertain to me as well and my experience with the game. So I really enjoyed making this video for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed watching it. If you did, do consider hitting that subscribe button, liking the video, and I'll see y'all later.